in a story, you need to be aware of several factors, which includes the characters, the relationships, conflict, cooperation or collaboration, the way people interact with each other, themes, symbols, the context, the language, the use of quotations, being able to justify or support or substantiate your opinion in response to the question. So just very quickly on characters, you would have primary or central characters and secondary characters. Obviously, the central characters are generally more important in terms of the unfolding of the story and how they would reflect the themes and ideas in the story. However, secondary characters are also important because they impact and influence to whatever degree the primary characters. So in terms of relationships, like in your own life, characters would have relationships where there is a serious conflict that needs to be resolved, or they would choose to cooperate because they really believed the same things as other characters, or they would cooperate for their own interests. So sometimes you would do something that you didn't necessarily like or want to do or believe in order for you to achieve something bigger or something more important. Collaboration is similar to cooperation. Collaboration is, as an example, two artists collaborating on a song or actors collaborating on a movie, so working together. In terms of themes, there are several themes. For example, in Shakespeare, appearance and reality is a common theme. Betrayal, deception, love, hate, jealousy. They're common themes that pervade the human landscape. Whether it happened 400 years ago and Shakespeare was writing about it, or whether you're watching a sitcom on TV or a movie, or even your games, you would find that these themes are common themes across humanity. And then there'd be certain themes that pick out a pattern or explain further a pattern. So, for example, in Tsotsi, you'd see this theme of violence right in, from chapter 1, where Gambut Lumini is killed, and this theme of anger and rage and violence is seen later on when he attacks Boston, but also, without going into too much detail, we'd see that this was a theme that had been a large part of Tsotsi's life after he ran away from home. So these themes are repeated. Also the theme of the baby. Later on you'll see that it's Tsotsi being a baby or being a young child. It's the dog having the babies. So the theme of a baby and the baby Jesus are themes and ideas that will continually crop up, and things that you need to be aware of and look out for. In terms of symbols are perhaps simple ways to explain complex ideas. So for example, if you see the cross, just a picture of the cross, is, again in Tsotsi, it would be the idea of death, resurrection, redemption, sacrifice, love, those ideas. In the outside world, and perhaps things you're familiar with, would be the Nike tick, easily recognizable as a brand logo. The heart as a sign of love and unity. In terms of context, in a story, any story, you want to ask yourself who is involved in the story, what is happening, why is it happening, how is it happening, and again you go back to the characters, the themes, the symbols. In terms of language, register means you would use a certain language with certain people at certain times. So the way you greet your friend is not the way you would greet your teacher, or greet your boss, or greet your parents, greet somebody you don't know, greet somebody you are hoping would be able to help you. So register depends on a lot of factors. In terms of relationship, again, your language is closely tied to the person you're talking to and the reason for you talking. So you don't necessarily have to greet your friend when you're having a conversation. You'd kind of just get into the conversation because you and your friend have a long-standing relationship. In terms of quotations from the novel, it makes sense. It also helps you to justify your opinion when you quote from the text to substantiate or support your answer, and that pretty much explains the points below. The important thing in any question, essay or contextual, or even if you're having a conversation, is to actually answer the question.